Go on, be good, get down that hill. What a fast and scary shot. Guys, how many people are watching this video now? All you can see is the water glistening in the background, but also what a beautiful background it is. Guys, we're gonna be talking today all about chipping, all about the short game. Really short, simple chips that we get wrong so often. I do it, we all do it. We're all capable of really messing this shot up, whether it's the short little duff in front of us or the middle of the ball, a missile across the green. Not what we want to see at all. Going to be talking a little bit as well about today, the how you spin down the trail arm. A lot of people watching my videos are real kind of avid Pete Cowen fans, and you like kind of understanding a lot of the way he coaches. You'll have probably seen it in recent videos as well with Danny Moore and James Robinson, obviously with myself, where Pete does talk about kind of spinning that right arm down in the transition. Now, this is a great way to learn that, a great way to start learning that, because we don't want to go straight into that kind of 7-iron and driver and get it into position here. Why not practice it with your chipping? Because that's the same, we're basically going to try and do the same thing. At the end of the day, what we're actually trying to practice here is the delivery position. Getting the correct delivery position with the golf club into the ball for some consistent strikes. Pete often talks about kind of full face, full pressure ball striking, and that comes from delivery position. A lot of us, me included, again, I always put myself in these brackets because we're all students of the game. We're all still learning out and trying to improve our own games. A lot of people come in too much from the inside, and then just like you would have to do with your full swing, you have to manipulate it through the golf ball. You come in too steep maybe, and you have to manipulate your body shape and your body movements to compensate for the issues that you're having. So what I want to try and talk about here is just taking the golf club back to around about waist height. And what you'll see, particularly in this trail arm, so for me it's the right arm, my elbow is hinged into my rib cage, and you can see that my right hand is almost kind of back 90 degrees, okay? So I've got the palm of my hand facing into the ground. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go into a practice position there where I've got the palm 90 degrees facing the ground, my fingers pointing away from me, and I'm gonna work the club back to there. I'm gonna work the position back to there. So as I do so, as I start to hinge and put my hand into position, I bring this elbow into my rib cage and I keep the palm pointing down. So I'm in that position there. Right, how I'm going to get back into impact is I'm going to start to release that golf club, or well, hand in this case, release the hand back into impact, okay? So you're always feeling like you've got the wrists hinged, and then you release it through the golf ball. Now, the reason why we've got the palm to the ground is it encourages that little bit of shuffling through the ball. Now, obviously, depending on what type of shot you want to play, if you want to play it high, if you want to play low, if you maybe affect your ball position a little bit as well, but also you would manipulate the path a little bit more to help maintain the face angle. But this we're talking today is about a conventional chip shot. So we get the club into position there. Why we still want a little bit of wrist hinge is so we can get the club up in the air. If I take out all my wrist hinge, look at how low that golf club is to the ground. So the angle of attack is super shallow as it comes into the ground. Whereas if I get the golf club up into the air, my angle of attack is steeper. So I want to hit down into the golf ball to encourage a better ball strike, to encourage a little bit more spin. I see a lot of golfers from here, they talk about playing the kind of putting stroke shot where you keep the club low to the ground, and you kind of almost scoop it up. You catch it very, very clean on the way up. And if you perfect it, just like with everything, if you're consistent at doing it, it's not necessarily wrong, because the golf's all about outcome, okay? The majority of golfers I see though don't create enough of an angle of attack to hit down on the golf ball. We want to get that real nice compressed strike, okay? Nice compressed strike, get a little bit of check on that second bounce. The feeling is unparalleled. Two pretty decent shots there considering the situation that we find ourselves in. But you can see here as well, if you come into the ground, I've got a little bit of, although my angle of attack is quite steep, I would say I'm hitting down on the ball by 5, 6, 7 degrees maybe. That doesn't mean you have to fat it. So because your angle of attack is steep, it doesn't mean that you're going to fat the golf ball. My ball would have been there, I hit it, and all I've literally done it's just pulled the grass up. Just there, I've not broken anything. It's just rolled up. It's such a tiny amount of grass, but I hit right down, look at that one there. I hit down on the golf ball, okay? So when you hit down on the golf ball, it doesn't mean that you have to dig, okay? So if I get the correct delivery position, hitting down, notice how from here, my left hip rotates and I extend up here, okay? If I was to come in from here and drop, yeah, I'd probably hit down into the ground. The rotation helps just give you that, level you out a little bit as you come into impact. So again, we get the position, get into position there. Try right elbow's hinging into your rib cage, right wrist is getting to 90 degrees back, and then you're just gonna work that club back down into position. Now if I just try and feel that right arm almost extending downwards as your left hip rotates there. That's your move, okay? Arms are pushing down as the body starts to rotate through. See if I can get 3 out of 3. Yes, yes I can. Bit more aggressive on that one, hit it a bit harder. Lovely little bit of, lovely check. Same sort of divot pattern again, consistent divot pattern. Whoa, stop, stop, stop. It's so fast down there, by the way. Yes, I've kept it on the green. Same sort of divot pattern. I've hit down on the golf ball, tiny blemish of grass has followed the impact zone, landed, little bit of check, done. Also, just to talk a little bit about the shot selection, I've got a 56 degree wedge, so I haven't gone ultra lofted. We've just had the DP World Tour Championship here 2 days ago, so the greens are fast. It's downhill towards water. I haven't gone out and got a 60 degree and tried to flop it in the air for a soft landing. I've landed it 2 or 3 yards on the green, so probably just shy of halfway between me and the flag. But with a nice connection, it had that little bit of grab and it gets into its roll earlier. There was no bouncing around. It wasn't fast off the face. So shot selection becomes a lot easier when you've got the consistency of strike. You're not suddenly trying to manipulate a high shot to land it soft. You don't need to. As long as you strike it well, it will have that spin in there, because I've hit down on the golf ball for backspin and I've got a good wedge, good golf ball. I'm obviously in quite nice conditions as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I reckon I've got 3 1-putts there. See you next time. Because if I close the face down, the shaft angle goes there. If I open the face up, the shaft angle goes behind my body. So by fixing the face angle, I'm also fixing, potentially, or at least helping, the path. See that? No other part of my body's moving other than my hands. Wide open, shut down. Wide open, shut down.